in my crumble opinion. Hello, my little crumb guzzlers. It's me, Phoebe Cakes, and I'm here with Princess Panocha.
Oh my god, hi.
Before we get into it, girl, I just want to point out some elephants in the room. We're testing out a new podcast mic setup just to help with the audio. I know sometimes the audio could be a little shaky between the two speakers, and also some of y'all have been saying you want to hear Angel, our producer, on the mic as well. So now we all have mics. So I'm just going to coach you a little bit. You got to get a little bit closer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, have you done this before?
No.
Have you? No, just get like,
no, okay.
That's good. Is that good? Okay.
Yeah.
Do we still look cunt? Okay, good. That's the main focus idea behind this whole show. Also, really embarrassing news. I am starting a Patreon. I decided to go down to 4 days a week at my job to give myself more room for drag, and you can help support this struggling queen. And we'll be doing some exclusive segments in my crumble opinion, and also other things, I'm sure. I haven't really fully figured that out. But you let me know what you want to see on my Patreon if you do want to patronize me, and not in the normal way that you normally do. Okay, so let's get into it. Princess Panocha, what are you wearing? Oh, sorry.
I'm wearing a Nikki Just hand-me-down.
It looks great.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Did she stone this or did you stone that?
Amazon.com sent it.
I love her.
Yeah. I love when my friends grow out of their outfits and I get to take them over. So yeah. Well actually what it is, it's actually the strap goes this way.
Okay.
But it looks weird. And so then I was like, what am I, this is like a cute garment. This is better. This is a cute garment, right? And so I was like, I don't know how to like style it. And so then one day I just like crossed it.
Yeah.
And it was kind of giving a little Selena.
Yeah, it's giving a little Selena. Yeah. I also like the little keyhole of hair. That's cute.
The little keyhole of hair. Yeah, I'm like embracing being like I'm going full bearded drag queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just mentioned Selena. It must be the Latinx in you.
Yeah.
You are my fifth Latinx interviewee.
Okay.
I don't know what that says about me, but
I think you got a thing.
But I got a thing. Maybe I got a thing. But you just hosted the Bad Bunny night at Oasis at Prince X. Tell me about that.
Oh my god. So, I don't know. I feel like I constantly am embarrassing myself on that stage, saying things I shouldn't say, being really inappropriate. But Tito, for whatever reason, continues to ask me to do it. So I say yes because it's a cute gig. But me and La Chucha, we have been throwing a party called Chionas for 4 years.
That's a long time. It still feels like a new party.
It's still it's had many lives. Yeah. So it started off as this party called Macho Macho at a bar that we're not going to say. And, and we didn't vibe well.
Wait, why don't you want to say it?
Well, it was the Eagle.
Okay.
It was the Eagle. And it was like nothing against the Eagle, kind of, but it was just we just didn't.
The vibe wasn't right.
We just didn't mesh. We had a different idea of what we wanted to do, and so then when Chucha came on, we then moved to Driftwood, and then lockdown happened, and then we moved completely to the internet, and then when the world reopened, Tito reached out to us and was like, hey, you guys need to bring Chionas to Oasis. So we started throwing the party at Oasis, and then Bad Bunny night was like a thing that Tito was thinking about, and was like, well, why don't we collab? Yeah. And so then we collabed, and then asked me and Cochina to be the host for that night.
Sickening.
Long-winded of getting to that. But
no, that's good. Tell me about some of the embarrassing, inappropriate things you say on the mic when you're hosting at Oasis.
Well, I mean, like, I stutter over my words. Me and Cochina will sometimes forget the name of the person who's, like, supposed to be performing next. Yeah, like, I mean, that's really it. Or, like, you know, like, a wig pops off. Or, like, I trip on my heel.
Oh, that is terrible.
Or, like, you know, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, well, we're not wearing heels right now, so none of that's gonna happen. Oh, look at those feet, shrimpies, hairy shrimp. Okay, Frodo. Tell me about your drag family.
Okay, yeah. So, oh my god. Okay, so I've been doing drag. I've been performing for 7 years. Seven. We'll say 7. But I've been cross-dressing for, I think, almost a decade.
Okay.
I feel like there are like different types of drag queens. Like there's like the Pride drag queen. There's the Halloween drag queen. Like that's how they all get their start.
Who's a Pride drag queen and who's a Halloween drag queen?
Like
you like when you start.
That's what gets them started.
Oh,
yeah,
what started you?
I am one of those. I'm the other kind. I had a fake ID that I didn't look like. And so I got into drag.
So you're cross-dressing.
So I could get into a bar because I'm underage.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. So that is where I started. And then...
A fraud. There's Pride, fraud, and Halloween. You're fraud.
Yeah, exactly. And so then I was doing that. I was like too cool for school. That was when like Drag Race was really starting to blow up. And so like I refused to identify as a drag queen.
Because Drag Race was deeply embarrassing to you?
I mean, at the time, and I was like 19 or 18, so I was just like too cool for it. Yeah. I was above it, and then I was like, oh, I'm not a drag queen. I'm like, what I'm doing is like far beyond like anyone's comprehension. And then and I was being a drag queen. Yeah, I was being a drag queen, and so I was doing that, and then I stopped doing it because I was like, I want to be a boy. And then that didn't last very long, and then I moved back to San Francisco after living in Chicago for a little bit. Oh yeah.
What were you doing in Chicago?
I was pursuing sketch comedy.
Oh, you were a groundling?
Second City.
It's Second City.
Second City.
Okay.
And so that I chose to go in a different direction, and also was just fucking around, and like my parents were like kind of supporting me at the time, and they were like, "Well, you're not doing shit with your life, so you have to move back home." And so then I moved home.
Where's home?
Petaluma.
You are the premier Petaluma girl, aren't you? Are you Petaluma's most famous drag queen?
Winona Ryder is.
Oh, okay.
Winona Ryder is Petaluma's most famous drag queen.
Okay, second most.
Yes. I am the second most famous kleptomaniac drag queen. Second to Winona Ryder. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, wonderful.
So I moved back, and then I went to this little bar called Aunt Charlie's, where I saw a queen named Nikki Jizz. Nikki Jizz is gonna have a huge theme in my drag journey. And I was like, who the fuck is this bitch? She looked a hot mess, but she was so talented. And I was an instant fan. And then we became friends. And then I lied to her and told her I was a makeup artist, so I could practice my makeup on her. And so when it was my turn to perform, my makeup was gonna look nice because I did all my practicing on Nikki's face. Yeah. And so then we started performing together, and then the rest is history.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. What was the song that Nikki was performing when you first saw her? Do you remember?
Freakum Dress.
Oh, Freakum wow!
Dress. Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, wait, what? This is so cool. And it was Nikki Jizz and Fietta, and I was just like...
Were the dresses Freakum dresses?
Oh, Nikki was definitely wearing a Freakum dress.
Okay.
Yeah, and her pussy was out.
Okay.
Her pussy was fully out, yeah. And then it just like, it became like this like a wonderful friendship, which turned into like, becoming drag sisters. And then I later got noticed by Juanita Moore, and I am one of Juanita Moore's daughters. I'm part of the House of Moore, along with Mary Vice, Nikki Jizz, Tito. There's a lot of really sickening like people that are part of the House of Moore that we... I
agree.
Yeah.
Wow. So, how do I get noticed by Juanita Moore?
You just have to... You gotta just be crazy.
How do I get interfacing crazy? How do I get invited to those naked?
Oh, I don't get invited to those.
Okay, well, that's really what I want.
Drag queens and daughters don't get invited to those. Yeah, no, yeah, I know.
Boo!
I know, it's so lame.
That's okay. All right, so let's see. Speaking of naked parties, have you gone to any sex parties since the pandemic started?
Yeah, I was regularly going to Grace Towers' party, Say Love. Mm-hmm. Which is a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, regardless of like what people think about like Radical Fairies, I personally enjoy going to a Radical Fairy every once in a while. Radical Fairy party every once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Free drugs, and they like don't have weird
mushroom
hang-ups.
Tea?
Mushroom tea. They don't have weird hang-ups about like having sex with a drag queen.
No.
They're like actually kind of embrace it, and so I feel the full fantasy when I'm at those events. So yeah, I go for it, and I'm in full drag, sucking dick, and it's fabulous. It's fabulous.
It's great. Yeah, I've done it. Mm-hmm. I do like wipe all my makeup off before. I mean, you leave it on.
I mean, it eventually comes off, but yeah.
Well, so when was the last one you went to?
The last one I went to was with my ex-boyfriend. and it was kind of gaggy.
Oh.
Because he was being kind of, like, shady.
Mm.
Yeah.
Was he saying, like, oh, I'm not gonna hook up with anybody. I'm only here with you?
No, it wasn't that at all.
Oh.
We were, like, so open, and we, like, that's what was the initial turn on. It was like, you're a huge hoe, I'm a big hoe.
So
like,
what was shady?
He didn't like that I showed up in drag. Yeah. So
that's a gag.
It's the gag.
That is the gag.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
and then he dumped me.
We can talk about that later. We're gonna get to the relationship stuff a little later.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite songs to perform?
I love.
If we went to a Panocha show, what would be on the list?
Well, okay, so one of my one of my breadwinners is this song by this like Dutch artist called, I think he's Dutch, called Lele or Lily, and it's called Bitchy Breakfast, and it's sort of like one of
Angel, do you know this song?
No.
Okay.
And it's like he like deepens his voice like through like audio tools and it's like very soulful, and he sings about like a bunch of like uses like a bunch of food like innuendos.
Okay.
About like
in
sex.
Dutch?
Not in Dutch, in English.
Okay.
But he is Dutch,
okay.
I think. So that is like my go-to, and then I've always liked to play. I like to play with gender. Like it's not just like I love being high femme. I love being like the bearded hot bitch. But I also like being like a crazy boy or like a dandy or like a cowboy.
Yeah.
And so one of my other favorite performances, and also the one where I'm like, I'm broke, I need to make some coin, is The Devil Went Down to Georgia. Okay. Yeah.
Did you watch the High Princess pageant? And did you watch them do that?
I didn't. I wasn't. I had a gig that night of the lip sync contest. So when I found out that The Devil Went Down to Georgia was one of the lip sync songs, I was kind of pissed.
Yeah.
Not because like that's my song.
No, that is your song. I was
like, oh my god, I wanted to
when
see
when that song started, I was like, that's Panocha's song.
I know that is totally my song.
Yeah.
But no, I mean I didn't. I was because like I wanted to see. Like I was like, what the fuck are these bitches gonna bring?
Yeah.
To like this is my song.
It was good. It was
so
like
I was gonna watch it with like a very close eye and like very critical eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
So you once famously said that because I got your juices, that's why I'm so sickening. Mm-hmm. Explain, what does that mean?
Well, I'm a queen of running a joke into a ground. And so like whenever a reference was made about you or whenever like you came up in conversation, I was like, oh, the one joke I have about this queen is that we hooked up like a long time ago. And so that was just like, I just took that joke and ran with it. And, really, really...
You ran it into the ground.
I ran that shit into the ground, yeah. So now I have to come up with a new joke. So hopefully we'll come up with a new joke.
Do you remember details from our hookup at all? I don't remember anything.
Oh, I do.
I remember some things. Okay,
I remember... I mean, actually, the thing is... It's not
like, how good was it?
I remember we wore a condom, which was, like, not a common thing that I do.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think it was just before I was on prep.
Okay, I see.
But I just remember, like, specifically being like... When I think of, like, when was the last time I even, like, wore a condom? I was like, oh, I think it was on...
You looked at me and you were like, let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up, girl.
Safe, we promote safe sex here, y'all. And safe for sex.
I don't think you were doing drag yet.
I wasn't, but I was very opinionated.
You were very opinionated, and I remember being like... Because there's this other thing, right, where you, like, meet someone and you hook up with them, and you're like, do I break... Do I let them know that I do drag? Because it can go in many directions, right? It can be like, they can be like, ugh, what the fuck? Like, they can be like grossed out. They can have like whatever hangups regarding like femininity will like come up. Or they'll be like, can I try on a wig? Will you be my drag mom? Which like, I almost think is kind of worse.
That is worse.
But you were different.
That would have been embarrassing if I said that.
Yeah, no, you were different. You were like, oh. And like, there was like a little like there was a little like twinkle in your eye. And I was like, does this bitch do drag? And then you're kind of talking about how you wanted to start doing drag, and I was like, oh, okay, my god.
Did I mention that?
I think maybe.
It was your juices then.
And that was my juices.
It was your juices. Yeah. That what started it.
Yeah, and then I actually do remember telling you telling me I needed to clean my bathroom.
Oh, okay, yeah, I will say that to someone.
Yeah.
Just like general life advice.
Like it was done, like the deed was done, we had fucked, we had done the whole thing, and we were just like kind of talking, like post-coital conversation. And then you went to the bathroom, you come back, and you're like, you need to clean your bathroom. And I was like, this bitch just gotta go. She's gotta fucking leave now.
That was my cue. That was my cue to go.
You were probably just trying to find a reason to leave. And you're like, I'm just gonna Tell this bitch to fucking.
No, it was very pleasant. I was just kidding. I remember every single detail of it. I remember you came down and you were wearing some cute little rainbow shorts, and I was just like, wow, faggot.
Yeah, totally faggot.
Yeah.
Totally faggot. I bought them.
But you did.
I bought them too.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually remembered you from a time prior. You were at a New Year's Eve party that I was at, but you were so annoying.
I still kind of am.
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, I was a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, do you feel like you've changed? Because I think back to before now. And I'm very embarrassed by who I was.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important to be a little embarrassed. If you, like, I feel like I've heard someone say this exact phrase, but, like, if you don't cringe a little bit about, like, at your, like, past, then you haven't really grown.
Yeah.
And I think that's... I cringe all the time. I was annoying. I still am.
Yeah.
But I've just, like, grown up a little bit. But, yeah, I was a lot. I also thought I was, like, hot shit.
I agree. You've grown up.
You know, I was, like, the new, like, queen on the scene. And, like, I was, like, young and cute and full of energy and was, like, getting all these cool gigs. And I was, like... Huh?
And calm.
And calm. And, yeah, exactly. And I was just, like, no one can tell me anything. I am that girl. And so, yeah. And then I've, like, since grown up a little bit. But it was actually lockdown. I think we all had moments.
You feel like you had a big change during lockdown?
Yeah, we were all trapped at home. And I was like, I just had this moment where I was like, oh, I'm a really unpleasant person to be around. And I just, like, kind of realized, I was like, I think I need to, like, get my shit together.
Wow.
And so, and it was, like, people had noticed, like, things reopened and there was just, like, a few people who have been like, oh, I used to hate you, but I don't hate you anymore. And I was like, okay, that's sweet.
Oh, I've never hated you.
You just
I found you were annoying, yeah. I also heard that, Beef said that they noticed on Twitter that you've started hooking up with twinks, like topping twinks. Do you identify as a top now?
Yeah, I'll do anything, but yeah, I don't know. I like a twink. I don't know, sue me. I fucking love a twink.
Sugar or spice?
Spice. Yeah, I like spice. I think she's
I can't choose. Sophie's Choice. That's what the movie's about, right? Anyways.
Yeah, twinks.
Yeah.
Not knowing what twink you want to fuck.
Yeah.
No, spice. Totally.
Okay.
I think she's a little cooler.
We'll get to Drag Race a little later. Okay, cute. Great. Sorry, go ahead.
No, oh my god, no. It's so funny that this is being brought up because I was, like, just thinking about the other day of, like, I was like, I think I've grown. Have I grown? I think I've grown. And then I was just, like, thinking of, like, some, like, younger queens that I've interacted with. And I was like, oh yeah, I've grown because I'm not like that.
Yeah.
I'm not like that anymore.
That is kind of, like, the most striking thing. When I was, like, 23, I got into a really big car wreck.
Oh.
Because I was drinking and driving. And then a month later, I continued to do it. Terrible. Yeah. And then I got a DUI that same, that next month. And then so the DUI plus the car wreck really, like, changed my relationship to alcohol. And then now when I go out and I see people really trash, I'm just like, that was me.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So, like, now I don't even, like, get drunk in public anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I miss it. But it's like, you do kind of just, like, see yourself in other people.
Well, I mean, I recently took, like, a 6-month hiatus from drinking.
Oh, wow.
I am, like, allowing myself, like, to drink a little bit more now. But I just wanted to see if I could do, like, 6 months of, like, no, like, hard stop, no booze. And,
please be careful.
Yeah, sorry. And what happened was I'm still, like, yes, I've grown, but I'm also, like, still very shallow. I'm still very vain. And I saw a really fucked up photo of me. And, like, I was, like, retaining water. My face was red. My eyes were going in 2 different directions. My hair was crazy. And I was fucking wasted.
Like, right now?
Like, right now. And I was wasted. And I was just like, oh my God, is that what I look like? And so it kind of, like, sent a shock to my system. And, like, I was like, okay, I'm actually going to take a break from drinking. And so I took that break. And, yeah. And then it was, like, then I started, like, kind of attending events, like, sober. Yeah. Which was not a thing I was doing ever. And I was like, oh, my God, am I this annoying? Am I this obnoxious? And, yes, I think I was. I was.
Yeah.
I absolutely was.
I hosted Princess once while I was doing like a drink hiatus, and I'd never been in drag or hosted without drinking, and I still had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's like the takeaway is just like, oh, actually, you can still be like a full happy person.
Oh yeah, I mean,
and like take a break.
There was one time I hosted Glamma's Nuts. Glamma has this party called Glamma's Nuts, and I hosted it, and I was wasted because I was going at Princess, and then had to run over and host this show, and I was wasted. And I remember Honey Mahogany had to like take over the mic for me because I just was such a hot mess.
Oh no!
And so that was like the other moment where I was like, "Ooh, girl, this is not cute." And so yeah. So we all grow up.
Speaking of breaks from alcohol, we're going to take a little break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about Drag Race. And then after that, we have a fun little segment. We're going to take viewer questions. And Panocha and I are going to fix your relationships or your love life. Okay. Welcome back.
Oh my god, that smells. Sorry, I had a Caesar salad. Okay.
No, that's good. That's part of the. It's part of the experience. Hello, yes. Now that mic will forever be, tainted, perfumed with your scent. Now it's our favorite part of the show is where we talk about RuPaul's Drag Race. Maybe I was being sarcastic. Maybe I'm being honest. I can't tell. You are a RuPaul apologist, which is.
Yes.
Which is rare in the Bay Area. At least to be out about it. I think the truth is a lot of people do enjoy RuPaul.
Yeah.
In the Bay.
Absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. She is like that evil capitalist monopoly man. Like, absolutely. Is it
man is like the rudest thing we could say about RuPaul in the Bay Area is like that man.
That man. But she calls herself a man.
Yeah,
so,
she's he him.
She's
he him.
But also there's also like a trans vibe energy about her too. And
like beyond gender. I think she's like of an age where like androgyny was like the aspirational peak,
Absolutely. Yeah. And also like it was just like sort of drag queen was kind of like an umbrella term. Yeah. To like sort of like talk about different types of representations and different types of identities. So, but yeah, I mean, like, do I think she's like really problematic? Yeah, but who isn't? Like, like who? But like, I also am like, I like look at RuPaul's Drag Race is the reason why a lot of things, not just Drag Race and like the people who are on Drag Race, but like so many, it's had a ripple effect. Yeah. And it is why certain like kinds of media and certain things are getting the attention that they're getting is because RuPaul's Drag Race sort of laid down that groundwork. But like that doesn't mean I think RuPaul's above criticism. I think like she's really problematic. I think she says really stupid, fucked up things. But like also I'm like some of my favorite old queens,
I think she's perfect.
I think she's perfect. Some of my favorite old queens say this like dumb shit all the time, but like I still love them and I still respect like the things.
Everybody hates Heclina. I love Heclina.
Yeah,
I stan Heclina.
Yeah. I don't know.
I cape for Heclina.
Well, actually, one time I did see. I went to was it Folsom Gulch, and I saw Heclina walked in, and I turned around. And
really? Yeah. Do you two not get along?
No, it's not that we didn't get along. I just was like, I'm about to put my dick in one of those glory holes, and
I
would rather Heclina not be on the receiving end of that. Yeah.
Okay, I see. Yeah. The Gulch. I was not understanding what the Gulch was. I thought it was like a very general area.
Oh no,
no.
Like
the Folsom Gulch,
like arcade with the glory holes. Yeah,
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna risk it.
Yeah.
So
no.
So I left. Sorry, girl.
Okay. Well. I think she's hilarious. I mean, like, I think she's so quick and funny. Like this last episode where she was like, cue the sniper. I was like, bitch, no one would think of that except for RuPaul. Like, what a genius.
Well, there's like little things that like that I will rewatch. I will go through the internet and like go into a YouTube hole to find this like 15-second clip of something RuPaul did that made me laugh. One of them is when Manila Luzon is like walking in the pineapple dress and she's holding a pineapple purse, and RuPaul yells, "It's a bomb! Everyone down!" And like everyone like freaks out. And I think it was like that's so funny. That's camp. That's funny. I love that kind of shit. Like, so I'm a RuPaulogist. Yeah, absolutely.
So you watched the last episode.
I did.
The most recent one. What did you think of the editing and the acting challenge? We're kind of split, as far as I can tell on Twitter. I loved it. That's not to persuade you to like be on the right side of history, but what did you think about it?
Okay, can I be completely honest? I fast forwarded the acting challenge.
But it was the whole challenge, baby, and it's only 45 minutes.
No, I fast forwarded through like the final cut.
Okay.
I was like, I don't care about this. I want to. Okay. I want to see, like, and I knew it was gonna. I knew, like, I just was basing it off of, like, history. And so I was like,
historically, they do kind of produce how you feel about certain contestants, but they outsourced it to, who was it?
Tim and Eric.
I'm giving you an opportunity to talk into the mic.
I think that it was Tim and Eric inspired, is what they said.
That's what everyone was saying.
Inspired? They didn't do it.
Because of, like, the awkward pauses, like, the long awkward pauses, and, like,
Okay, well, she said thank you, Tim and Eric. So why would she say thank you for the inspiration?
I don't know.
Okay, well, you're our producer. Can you Google that while we continue talking about it? Okay, well, I thought it was great. And I think it was actually Freddie on Twitter that was just like, this is the first time that the producers didn't tell you who did well or who did bad based on, like, you know, how they edited it, because the way they edited it was so surreal, you know?
Right. I mean, I think, well, my, like...
We don't have to talk about it because you didn't watch it.
I didn't watch that part, but my general opinion of, like, that episode as a whole is, like, I feel for Aura Mayari. Like, I feel for her because I think... I'm not sure, like, from what I hear is, like, a lot of the time the producers are, like, kind of sort of coaching you and, like, sort of what to say. And so some of it is, like, not as natural or, like, as we like to think. And I do think she kind of, like, fucked herself over by, like, presenting herself as, like, I'm this hot dude that does drag. And I think people are sort of not really interested in that anymore.
No, I think that was a misstep.
Yeah,
I definitely feel that, and I felt that. I was just like, I am not here for that representation.
Yeah, we had Cameron Michaels, and we kind of saw how that worked out. And I mean, not to say that she's not she's an incredibly talented queen, but like it was also, you're like, okay, like this is her storyline, is that she's like really fucking hot out of drag, and we're like, who cares? And so when and I just feel for Aura, and like there's also like a lot of, she talks about it too, where it's just like, she talks about, it's like, yeah, I am cringy because like English is not my first language, and like there are just things that are getting lost in translation, and I think people need to take it a little easier on her. I think people just need to take it a little easier on like the Drag Race contestants in general. But like people are kind of like giving her a really hard time, and I'm like, yeah, that must suck, because like this is your dream, right? Like this is what you want to do. That being said, like you kind of know what you're signing up for, but at the same time, it's like, you know, take it easy on her. Like,
I mean, I agree with you. I think we need to take it easier on all the Drag Race contestants. I think Aura did a sickening job. I also think like she hamstrung herself during this challenge. I feel like if I was competing, or anyone that competes should like go in and know what they excel at, and then strategize to be safe in what they don't excel at, you know?
Right.
So casting yourself as the lead. Well, she ended up not being the lead anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, that was a bad idea. And just like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think she, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel for her. I feel bad for her. I think I wish her the best. I'm sure she's going to have a great career. I think she's going to probably be on all those tours.
Oh, I feel like she has Vegas in her future.
Yeah, she's going to do Vegas. She's going to do like Work the World. I like, you know, like, if I was one of those girls, like if I was on Drag Race and I got like a bad edit, but like I like was able to show that I'm like a good stage performer, like I'd be like, okay, like I'm not gonna have like maybe a Trixie career or like a Katya career, but what I am gonna do is I'm gonna work the fuck out of these tours, and just like try to like put away as much money as possible. So like maybe that's, if I was like a career coach for like these Drag Race girls, I would tell them like, I'm like, you didn't get a good edit.
Do every single career until your bones break. Put it in a Roth IRA, you dumb bitch.
Yeah.
And then buy a house in Ohio.
Yeah.
Do it.
Become a landlord or something.
Yeah. Like, my God, what a dream.
What a dream.
Okay, you are a class traitor. you work in tech now. I
Yeah,
was going to
yeah.
bring it up earlier.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about it now, but it just seemed like the right way to.
Oh, absolutely.
Right time to bring it up.
Well, the thing is this. I was, for a long time, just like being like from the Bay Area, I kind of was just like, it was just like, I felt like it was expected of me and normal to just kind of blame tech for any sort of like financial hardships that I was facing while living in the Bay. And then it was lockdown. You know, so many things happened for me during lockdown. I got on unemployment and I was like, oh my God, like I've never made this much money before.
I'm suckling at the teat of California's government.
Yeah.
And it's sweet and
It
delicious.
It was amazing. And I was just like, oh my God, this is so nice. Like, why have I been choosing for like the sake of like being noble? I was choosing to struggle financially all the time. And so I was just like, you know what? Fuck that shit. Like, what is like an easy way for me to like make like decent, livable money living in the Bay Area? I'll get into
Social
tech.
Security. Oh, get into tech, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
And what do you do in tech?
I
I don't care. All right, so I came up with this cute little game. I thought at first we could rank all of the Drag Race contestants by like how fuckable they are to the least fuckable,
Okay.
and that's rude. We're not going to do that. But we'll go after. I'll name a category, and then we'll name who we think our tops are, like who would excel in that category.
Okay.
Rimming, who this season?
Oh, rimming. Okay, wait. Let me think. Who's the bitch with the big nose?
Oh, Anitra.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Is that the nose you were thinking?
No, not Anitra.
Amethyst.
Oh, Amethyst. Oh, okay.
I think Amethyst might be really. Yeah, I think she really knows how to bury her
like
face
use
between
the nose.
two cheeks. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Because she's always like trying to, as Michelle Visage pointed out, kind of like contour her nose away. So like, why would you think that she would know how to use her nose when you're eating butt? I want to say Anitra.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. Actually, I received a great is it called analingus?
Analingus? Yeah.
I received
Rhinolingus with the nose?
Rhinoling. Oh my God, I love that.
No.
But I
It's
did.
like, that's
I
not
did get my ass eaten really fiercely once in Vegas,
Ooh.
and so maybe that's the thing that's just in the water.
Yeah.
Is like the skill, like that skill. So
What makes a good ass eating?
I think like don't be afraid to just like go in with your tongue.
Okay,
like,
so you think like penetration with the tongue?
Yeah, and just like move your mouth around, like get slobbery, get messy, make it wet, make it nasty. Like,
see, I feel like that's where I'm verse top and you're verse bottom, because like I don't like the whole like penetration with the tongue. I like if you're like making out with the whole hole as like a mouth. You know, like getting you have things to say. What are you saying with your face?
Are you saying that makes you like a top? Because that's
No,
Well,
I'm
like-
saying that like receiving a rim job as a verse top, these are the things that I look for. Does that make sense? Gender roles. You need a mic too. Okay, so we think Anisha and Amethyst best eaters.
Yeah.
I think Mistress would be good.
I mean, also like I
mean-
think Sasha Colby might be like pretty good at.
Okay, Sasha Colby's gonna be good at everything.
I think Sasha Colby-
That's
okay, so
that's
that's
like
kinda not fair.
that's
Yeah, okay.
that's not fair.
No.
Okay, best blowjobber.
Oh.
Blower.
Okay, wait. Let me think of the. I mean, who's still there? Who is?
I think Lucy LaDuca,
Oh,
because she's a singer. She understands her mouth.
She understands her mouth. She understands her throat.
Mhm.
Probably. What's her name? Mistress.
Mistress.
Yeah.
Oh, Mistress, topping all the categories. Okay.
Yeah. I think she might be. I think that Thrusy really knows.
Yeah.
She really knows how to put that
I
into
agree.
work. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also the confidence. She knows what to do.
She knows what to do. Yeah.
Okay. Best bottom receiver. Oh, that's redundant.
Best bottom.
Best anal receiver.
Best. I think maybe. I mean, she posted a picture of her ass on Twitter or Mayari. So I think she was. And she made like a shirt, which I think is probably her line that she was fumbling on.
Okay.
Hole is a hole or something.
A hole is a goal. Every hole is a goal.
Every hole is a goal.
Okay.
So she like turned that into merch, which I thought that was
okay.
kind of interesting. But But she posted a picture of her butt, so I think maybe she was trying to say
what a
something.
surprise.
So I think she,
Okay.
I think
I
she's
kinda,
a big old sissy bottom.
yeah. Okay, bottom. Okay, yeah.
I will say, I don't know if we're there yet. I have a feeling the twins aren't good at anything.
I
sexually.
was gonna say is like they either aren't good at anything because they're so awkward and
like they don't
and
stop
funny.
talking. And
Yeah.
you're like, yeah.
Or they could be really great because they got to practice on each other this whole time.
Oh, okay, I've been thinking about it. Like when is it? Yeah, see, like,
Oh yeah!
that's a nice,
Oh man, Aura's
you got a
butt.
fat ass.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. She is saying something here.
She is saying like, yeah, that's
Well,
yeah.
well, now topping is the final category,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was gonna say Aura for that, but now she can't top both categories.
No.
Like that's not fair. We need to distribute these awards.
You know who I think is a great top? The one who just went home. She was kind of quiet and shy.
Robin B. Fear. Yes.
Because soft spoken. She's soft spoken.
Yeah.
What they say about
Yeah. What?
Not Robin B. Fierce.
Robin B. Fear.
No, Robin Fierce. Robin Fierce, not B. Fierce. Different house.
But I mean, speaking of a B. Fierce, I think I have a feeling Delilah B. Fierce might be a fierce top.
I agree. Yeah.
We exchanged nudes once a long time ago on Scruff, and I was like, and that bitch is small.
Have you exchanged?
And she's got a third leg.
How many
got
people?
A third fucking leg. I'm telling you.
You heard it here. Okay, this
Yeah,
this is the content you little Drag Race fans wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who else have you talked to on the apps from the franchise, the Rue Girl?
I've never talked to a Rue girl, but I did have a phase where I was hooking up with a lot of Dragula girls.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was just like I just like I'm really close with Hollow Eve.
Mm-hmm.
During their time on Dragula, I got an opportunity to meet a lot of Dragula performers, and I just sort of was like spreading
Seed.
my hole and seed.
Hole and seed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's beautiful.
No.
So you are a Shutter whore.
I'm a Shutter whore. Yeah.
Not a WoW. No.
Not a WoW
presents whore.
Not yet though. I'm not
yet.
I'm not opposed to it.
Who would from the franchise? All seasons.
That
your like bucket list.
I definitely want to hook up. I mean, I would. Because of that enormous ass, Monet Exchange.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
okay.
I would deep dive in that thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I think probably like Miss Fame.
Miss Fame.
Oh,
interesting.
There's something about her being.
I feel like. No, for me, she'd be like, "Can we put a towel down first?"
Yeah, I don't know.
And
There's
then,
something about it. I like
too
that.
Much light.
I kind of like that. Yeah.
It's
I don't know.
much.
I sort of like there's something sort of charming about like a neurotic bitch in the bedroom.
That's true.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That
I'd
is
have a good time with
charming.
that. Yeah.
I don't know anything about that. Okay, so we're gonna take another quick break, and hopefully our little Drag Race discussion got you nice and ready for our love and relationship and sex advice.
Yes.
Yes. Welcome back, Crumb Dumpsters.
Ooh.
It is time for us to take some of your questions. Panocha and I are going to take this exercise very, very seriously.
Yes.
We really want to help you out there. Before we start, have you ever given relationship or sex advice before?
Yeah, all the time.
Really? People look up to you?
Some people do. Or actually, a lot of it is unsolicited.
Okay.
But I give it nonetheless.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. So you're going to hear a lot of Angel Food Cakes, who is our producer. Why don't you go ahead and say hi, Angel, and introduce yourself?
Hi.
She was yelling at me to give her like a fucking opportunity to say more, and that's all you got? I was like, that's all you have.
Hi, I'm Angel. I've been here every week, and none of you would be here if not for me.
Oh my
That's
god,
true.
there we go. See, that's better.
It's
we go.
true.
I like
It's
that
true.
one.
If you ever want to be on this show, do not DM me. I will forget. I will lose track. Bother Angel Food Cakes. You could find her on Instagram and on Twitter. If you follow her Twitter, she posts a lot of whole...
Yes, I've been seeing your hole all over the place.
Thank you.
Your hole is getting kind of famous.
Oh.
Your hole was sort of your hole was recently part of a winning number.
It was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Your shitty hole.
Yeah. My whole
Whose idea was it?
My whole was a part of a very winning number. In Translucent's winning Pillows pageant
Yeah,
number.
absolutely.
And Michael has actually been featured quite a bit in on the drag stages, including in Phoebe Cakes' very first number she ever performed.
Oh my god! Funny that you mentioned that. I asked Clark to be in that number, and she was supposed to be at rehearsals, and then she kind of flaked on me, or said she said she didn't have time after saying that she did. And what's funny is I kind of forgot all about that until I texted you the notes for this thing. I was like, oh, the last time I was texted with you was about this number that Angel was a part of. And
was that the last time we've exchanged messages?
Like via text. We message each other, I think, on other platforms.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I do remember dropping out of that.
Yeah, it was fine. It was 2018. I don't care. Mm-hmm. It was a sickening number. It was great.
It was actually probably better that I wasn't in it.
Yeah, you would have had gonorrhea.
Right, because that's what I've heard.
Yeah,
I heard you were that hole was carrying.
It was carrying.
That hole was.
It was carrying.
I keep that thing on me.
Okay, work good.
Okay,
which is actually funny. Quick story. Speaking of having gonorrhea, in weird, uncomfortable moments. I went on tour with Florida Man, when she was doing the whole Voldemort thing, and we did a Southern State tour, and we landed in Miami, and I was Coachina did the first half of the tour with us, and I was Coachina, I landed in Miami, and I all of a sudden instantly felt a burn when I pissed, and there was a sore on my dick, and there was all sorts of nasty things coming out of it, and I was Coachina, come here, look at my dick, what is going on? She goes, that is definitely syphilis. And so I was I don't know where all these clinics are. This is Miami. I don't know. Florida.
They don't have clinics in Miami.
They don't have no. And I was I couldn't hook up with people because syphilis is probably one of the main problems, right? Isn't one of the main?
Yeah, no, you definitely shouldn't hook up with people. I didn't need to
bring. You shouldn't hook up with people when you knowingly have syphilis anyway. But also I was I don't need to bring a new strain of syphilis to an already syphilis-ridden city. And so I traveled all cross country with Florida Man, just riddled with syphilis. So any performance that you see of us performing in and we did the southern part of the country, any video that you see us performing together, I am riddled. Carrying. Girl, I'm carrying.
Another YouTuber I like, Mina Lee, just had this whole thing on tuberculosis core. Yeah, it's an aesthetic, but she talks about syphilis in it as well, and you should watch it. Anyways, yeah, very very on brand.
Work. Yeah,
we really need to start this segment.
Let's start the segment.
Let's start the segment. Okay. Give us your questions.
All right. First question.
How?
So these were all submitted by viewers for Panocha and Phoebe, but
a lot of them are specifically addressed to you.
Some of them are specifically to you, but we're just going to go kind of in order.
They want your tea.
They want me tea. Okay, I got a lot to say.
So first question, what's the key to
polyamory?
Yeah.
Or polyamorous. What's the key to her house?
What's the key to her house?
Anyone can join the house.
Anyone can join the house. You just got to find the key.
Yeah.
The key to polyamory is okay.
Are you poly?
Yeah. So here's the thing: is I don't when I'm single and not in a relationship. I don't really identify as either. I don't because I'm single.
No.
But I mean, I guess there are other terms for people who are single who are actively pursuing polyamory. But my thing is I am actually very open to polyamory and monogamy, depending on how the dynamic works with the person that I'm involved with. So if I am in a relationship with someone and they decide that hey, for whatever reason, we need to close the relationship, and we have that
that's not really answering the question.
That's not answering the question. What polyamory? The success of polyamory? Constant conversation. Don't be afraid to admit when you're jealous. Jealousy is not a thing that is only bad people have. Everyone experiences jealousy in different ways. Be super upfront about what you expect out of it. Also, a lot of people have different definitions of what polyamory is and what it looks like, and so have really establish that when you're getting into a polyamorous relationship with someone. I recently just got out of a relationship with someone, and we had completely opposite ideas of what polyamory looked like.
Oh, interesting.
Because some people will separate open and poly as these two separate things.
Sure.
And that's kind of what we did, and we identified as like an open relationship, but not a polyamorous relationship.
Okay.
And some of the things that he was interested in, some of the ways he would engage with like his lovers, was giving more polyamory than it was just simply
Interesting.
open.
Yeah.
And so really just make sure to establish what that looks like from the get. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel like a lot of it comes down to semantics, you know, like how you define things, but having conversations constantly, talking about it, I think is a good rule for any relationship, poly or not, you know, open communication, constant check-ins. I mean, it is really open-ended. If there's a specific problem you're having in your poly relationship, we would love to hear it. Never, because we're only doing this once. So, no.
But you can DM me about it.
Yeah.
I'm down for relationship drama. If it's not my relationship I'm in, talk to me all about relationship drama. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would also love to, you know, have a more thorough conversation. But I think conversation is the T. Communication is the T. You know, kind of just like always be talking, and also always be listening.
Always be. Oh my God, huge importance.
Yeah.
And and if you're not comfortable with something, make it known.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. Next question, number 2. How to make water run clear for ungrateful tops?
You don't worry about it.
Yeah, if they're ungrateful, like definitely don't worry about it.
Actually, don't even douche. Like eat a fucking like eat a burrito.
Eat a Snickers.
Eat a fucking and no, eat a burrito and leave a Snickers on that dick.
Yeah.
If they're ungrateful, girl, you don't have to worry about what's going on up there. Shit on their dick.
You know, douching is my biggest hurdle to bottoming. Like aside from like having the urge and like the want, it's just like even if I do, I'm just like, oh, that's this other chore I have to do, and it's just like,
it's dreadful. It's dreadful. I hate doing it.
Okay, so let's be empathetic. Let's say you did want the water to run clear. What would you tell this person?
Well, I will. If it's not running clear, if you want it to run clear and it's not running clear, I am going to fully steal a quote from Nikki Jizz. Turn off the lights, light a candle, and put down a towel.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, just work with what you have. You got to play where the ball lies, like they say in golf. I would also say just like if you're like, it starts with diet. I think and just like you can clean out really easily if you have a good diet. I think This is what I'm told. So
during my like 6-month no drinking hiatus, I also went on a really strict diet, and it was like the rice, vegetables, like only chicken, only fish diet.
That's why I put my dog on when he has diarrhea.
And I'm always like it.
How girls have IBS.
Diarrhea. I always and so I switched to that diet, and it was like it's not a fun diet to be on. But what is like the payoff is like douching is like so less of a chore when you're like when you're not eating like shit. Yeah. All day. Yeah.
There you go.
And good diet. Fiber, probiotics, all that shit. Like get on that. If you want to be like that sickening, if you're like influenced by
if you
porn,
are that bottom,
if you're like watching a lot of porn, right, and you're like, oh my God, look at all these bottoms whose like assholes like are never dirty and they never shit. If you're like aspiring to be that, then like you got to get on this really fucked up strict diet, and it sucks. But if that's what you're looking for, it's a huge payoff.
Dog diarrhea, what I should eat, and that's what you should do.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Next question, Panocha. How did you find to be? Oh, there's a missing word here. Panocha, how did you find to be so sex forward without being shy? I struggle with that a lot. So how did you come to be so sex forward without being shy?
How did you? What happened to you in your childhood to make you this way?
Well, okay, I will say, and I mean, I hope she doesn't watch this, but I actually am raised by a mom who is not prudish at all, and is not afraid to have conversations about sex. And so I kind of just was around like sex not being a taboo topic.
Yeah.
And so like it starts there, but like it's also just like you have to like teach yourself and relearn like things about sex and like your relationship with sex, and it takes a long time. And I'm a huge proponent of like fake it till you make it. Like I play a slut on TV when I'm doing drag, and that slowly just sort of turned into like me being very slut positive or pro slut in my everyday life.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. It takes a lot of work, a lot of not being sex forward or being sex shy. Is the root of it is like shame, and I think a lot of that shame comes from, you know, media and how we've been indoctrinated into like a very sex negative, you know, environment, and you know, being a drag queen or being a drag performer and being in, you know, subversive, queer locations and environments really kind of help you kind of start to dismantle a lot of that. But a lot of it's just like really hard. You have to work through shame.
There was a moment, there was a person who I would sort of like look at from afar, and I never found a physical attraction towards that person, but I saw, and I kind of looked at them and I was like, wait, I don't get it. Like, this person is getting so much action, and like they just don't meet the standards that I set as like what is like deemed fuckable, which is like a problematic thing to say, but whatever. But it was the way they carried themselves, is the way they talked about sex, is the way that they made it known, I'm a horny person and I'm fucking down. And I remember seeing them and being like, oh my God, I'm like so hung up on these like weird standards of like what is and isn't fuckable, based off of like what society tells us. And I had this sort of like aha moment watching them like sort of interact with people, and I was like, oh, this person is like getting a lot of action because they're making it known I'm fucking horny and I'm fucking down. And they were pulling like prime A beef.
I'm so glad I could do that for you. Oh. It wasn't me.
No.
Who was it though? Is it someone we know?
No, I don't know. It's
just like, someone you've seen.
I just like I would see them.
Were they at a Say Love party?
I would see them at the mix all the time, being a hot mess, and then I would see them at the Say Love parties, and they would just be like the pass around, and I'm just like, wait, I want that for me, and like I'm so focused on trying to appear a certain way, but this person clearly does not care. Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, it's way less about sort of how you appear and some of your physical attributes, and more of like sort of how you like what you put out there and the energy you put out there. People, you'd be surprised to like what people are turned on by. So just like make it, if you're horny for someone, make it known, and also don't be afraid of rejection, which is a big thing to say, but it happens to everyone. Even the hottest person you know gets rejected. Yeah.
That's not true. It's true. Everyone gets rejected. Don't be afraid of that.
Yeah.
Great. Where can we find the Lady Voldemort and Harry Potter sex tape that you filmed?
You have to ask Florida. Florida made the... Ask Florida. Also, actually, I think you can maybe ask Mary Weiss. Mary Weiss, it was filmed on Mary Weiss's phone. Oh. So I think she might have like raw... footage.
Raw dogging.
Raw dogging footage. I think she might have raw like footage of it. If she hasn't fully deleted it from like her cloud, she might still have it. But ask Florida, maybe ask Cash Monet, she's the one who edited it.
Oh wow.
So
can we put it on my Patreon?
Absolutely.
Okay, I got permission.
I mean, yeah, I'm the one who's like, everyone's seeing like my like very average sized dick like on it. Like Florida's fully clothed with a prosthetic on her face. I'm the one who's having to like be naked, and like it was actually a very like,
oh my God, I want to see it. When I saw this question, I was like, that's just a rumor.
No, so what happened was Florida like it was like that weird like week or 2 weeks before like lockdown was announced, but everyone was losing their jobs, and me and Florida was like, we need to make some money. And she was gonna have this other guy who works in porn be her Harry, but for whatever reason it didn't work. And then I was like, I'll do it. I was like, I just lost my job. I need the fucking money. And so we did it, and I don't remember how much we made, but like enough. And it was a lovely bonding experience between me and my sister Florida Man.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Oh my God.
And Mary Weiss was the production assistant. She's the one who like spritzed you. She spritzed me. She like you know, like I am not physically attracted to Lady Voldemort, but so in between takes, I would have to like
Fluff.
I would have to watch porn and jerk off.
Yeah.
And so Mary would like hold my phone that was playing the porn, and she would hand it to me. She held the lube, and Cash Monet was the videographer. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a beautiful little family
yeah.
project.
Yeah, it was
cute. Okay.
I didn't think we would get like a serious answer. I thought it was gonna be like
No,
they've all been
shit
serious
losers.
answers.
I have done porn.
We're taking this very seriously.
It was my third time doing porn. If you want to see any of the porn that I've done, I will send you the link. I don't care. Yeah, I've
just subscribe to our Patreon.
I'll send a link to all the porn that I've done, and you can put it on your Patreon.
Yay!
Yeah,
okay, great. Yeah, that's all coming together.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, next question. Okay, this one's long.
Okay.
Is online cruising sustainable in 2023? The Sniffies guys are unhinged. They see 10 inches and can't take no for an answer. Inbox looking like, why not? Or, I know you see my messages, answer me, and I'll kill you. Like, I don't want to believe that these apps have rotted our brains, but math is mathin'. So this one's a little bit of a
That's
humble
weird.
brag.
That is a humble brag.
Yeah,
I would say it's just like start by like lowering the number of inches you put on your profiles, because I feel like you are attracting a certain bravado. But no, that's victim blaming. I don't know. What would you say?
The question that it started with is online cruising sustainable in 2023?
I don't think it's ever sustainable.
I don't think it's ever sustainable. I think I mean, online cruising is what you make of it. What I enjoy about Sniffies is I do like that it's bringing back a long lost art form within like the queer community, which is like
cruising,
like public cruising.
Okay.
And so like
so actually I'm not a part of Sniffies. I've never used Sniffies. How is Sniffies different from Grindr? How is it?
Yeah.
How does it involve like cruising in real life?
Where Grindr is a grid, right? It's a grid of photos, and it tells you like how many feet, how many miles they're away from you. Sniffies is a map. It's a GPS system.
Oh, okay.
And so you can see an entire map of the city that you live in.
That someone's like currently looking.
And it shows these little pins of where people are throughout the map. And then also another feature that Sniffies has is it has another pin that's like, this is a cruising spot. And and you click on it and it'll show you there are currently like 12 people at this cruising spot.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, oh cool, like Buena Vista Park, popular cruising area in San Francisco. There are like 50 people at Buena Vista right now. I'll be like, okay, cute. I'm trying to have that moment. And so I'll go and I'll try to find those 15 people. And is it sustainable? I mean, I don't know. It depends on what you consider like sustainable, like hookup culture. Like,
yeah, I think what you need to make it sustainable for yourself. So like kind of like come up with, boundaries for yourself and rules of engagement for yourself. And like you can use that app long term. I know a lot of people that don't do that and like delete the app, and then re-download or delete the app, re-download it. And that's a form of kind of creating boundaries for yourself as well. Yeah. So, I mean, like, it's as sustainable as you want it to be because you're fully in control of how you engage,
I think with what this person is talking about with, like, how unhinged it is, I think why it is because it is the nature of the app allows it to be a lot... we're on Grindr. I feel like anonymity is a little bit like frowned upon. Like I better see a face picture. I better see like some sort of photo that shows you. Sniffies is a very anonymous hookup app, and so when people are anonymous, they're going to say things that they're not going to say when their face is like plastered on there. And so like you are witnessing people who are like very much more forward about like their P&P habits, the people who like are into like more taboo sort of sex acts, people who are willing to like talk about their problematic like racial fetishization, like fetishes, or like their like racial or like feminine masculine hang-ups. Like people are feeling more bold about those things because there is an anonymous nature to that app. And so I don't know how to like stop that, just like I very clearly show my face on my Sniffies. And yeah, I mean, I've had some interesting, great hookups. Actually, the person that I recently got out of a relationship with, we met through Siffies. I thought it was a great relationship. It ran its course, but yeah, I mean, it is what you make of it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. How can you be the best wingman / wing person for your doll friends? What tips help you ensure the girls get their trade too on a night out?
Well, I think an important thing is like, I think a common thing that gay men do, or gay masculine people do, or however you identify, is prioritizing their sexual needs. And so we need to go to this gay bar because these are the people that I'm attracted to, and I need to get laid more than, you know, and we often do that to our femme friends, cis women, trans women. Like, we often do that to them where it's like, I'm assigning this role to you. You are playing wing woman for me tonight, or you are playing like right hand woman because I need to go and cruise. So like, I think an important way to do it is just like listen to the dolls and be like, if she wants a night out where she's looking for trade, then
shelve your needs.
You know? And also like you also have to sort of know what you're looking for too. Like, I've had trans female, trans woman, trans femme friends straight up tell me, you can't come to the bar with us tonight because like depending on the kind of person they're looking for, sometimes they are maybe trying to have maybe like a bit of a more stealth experience, or maybe they're trying not to get clocked, and them being around a faggot, them being around a gay person, them being around like a hairy drag queen, like that is going to put them in potential like, oh wait, if you're hanging out with this kind of person, so then you must be this kind of person, right? And so it really, you have to know what your friend or the doll in question is, what she's looking for, what kind of experience she's looking for. You can go to Bo, you can go to the Castro and find trade there. If you're trying to have a different experience, then like, I think maybe leave your faggot friends at home and call another one of the dolls and be like, hey girl, let's go pussy stunt over at this straight bar. You know, it really depends on what experience you're looking for.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I completely agree. I think first and foremost, for anyone that's looking for a hookup, not feeling invisible, you know, and like feeling seen and empowered and confident is a good step toward getting laid. So if you're out with the dolls or your friends, like make sure they feel safe and seen. And I think you've already mentioned it, like deprioritize your needs or the centeredness around, you know, your cis gay maleness, you know, in that moment.
Put your money where the mouth is, or put your money where your mouth is, right? It's like, if you claim to be this like ally for the girls and for the dolls, like then show it. And if sometimes that means like, okay, tonight, Friday night, I like to go to the cafe and like hunt down some like bottom in the bathroom stalls, but you know, tonight I'm not gonna do that because like one of my girls is like, she needs her eggs cracked. She has needs. She's looking for a man.
She's looking for an omelet.
She's not looking for the kind of guys that hang out at, you know, Powerhouse. You know, she's looking for the guy that hangs out, you know, on Broadway.
DM us. We'll be the wing person.
Wing girl. Yeah, absolutely.
No, they don't want faggots.
No faggots.
But I can play up not faggot. Just don't let me speak. Once my mouth opens and they're like, oh, but I can play trade. I can play trade if you need me to. Or I'll shave my whole body, girl, and I'll try to be as fucking cunt as possible. Just hit me up.
Okay, last question and then a quick break, I think.
Okay.
Officially, how big is boyfriend dick?
Ooh, interesting. So we're making distinctions. There's like husband dick and boyfriend dick.
And there's also vacation dick.
Vacation dick. Oh my god, vacation dick. Too much.
Yeah, vacation dick is like you can. It's vacation. It's something you visit every once in a while.
So boyfriend's just like, well, how? Okay, how long is boyfriend dick? I guess that is the question.
I mean,
that is the question.
How big is boyfriend dick?
How big is boyfriend dick?
Oh my god.
So is the convention that it's smaller than husband dick? But is it?
Well, no, it's smaller than vacation dick.
What's the difference between husband dick and boyfriend dick?
Yeah, I don't know the difference between husband and
boyfriend and husband. That's the same dick.
I think it's the same thing.
Is that the same dick? Okay.
I think that's the same dick.
Okay, that's the same thing.
We're differing it from
vacation dick.
I think it was empty. Was it empty?
It was empty. It's
Okay.
all good. Okay.
Okay.
That's funny.
Anyway.
Okay.
Girl, vacation dick gets me really excited.
Yeah.
For me, I love an average size dick. Like, I also like a small dick. Like, I'm not a size queen whatsoever. Like, so I guess a boyfriend dick for me is what I constitute as boyfriend dick is like something that you can kind of do right then, right there. Like, it doesn't involve much prep. And so for me, that is like anything under 6 inches. You know, I'm like, I could fully have like a full Taco Bell, like chalupa wrap and take this dick, and like there'll be like little to no mess. You know, so that to me, I guess I consider boyfriend dick is something that I can sort of be like, oh, we're kind of chilling on the couch, we're watching, you know, Drag Race or Housewives or whatever. I kind of want to get dick down now. I don't really want to kill the moment by having to go to the bathroom and like clean out.
Yeah.
A dick maybe under 6 or 7 inches would be like kind of ideal. Is that what? Yeah, boyfriend husband dick. Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Also, if your boyfriend has a huge dick and he doesn't care, that like, I mean,
yeah,
I'm sure people with massive dicks are probably used to getting shit on more than someone with a smaller dick, and so like, yeah, I bet you he doesn't care. Especially if he loves you, especially like all that shit. Like, I bet you he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Right, that's what constitutes boyfriend dick, right? Is like what is like, going to be the less likely to make you shit. I don't know.
That is the?
Yeah.
I think it's just like the dick that you want to engage with the most.
Oh, okay.
Most often, and like honestly, like I like all penises.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
me too. Yeah.
But less likely to make you shit.
Less likely to make you shit. Was
under,
you say
something under like
that's official. That's
I mean, it's like.
Do you agree? Do you have a?
Yeah, I think that's totally it. It's like it's the one that
that's a rude thing for you to say. All right, we're cutting to commercial break.
You don't need that big of a dick. You don't need that big of a dick to like hit the spots, right? Like it only takes a couple inches for it to like reach the prostate. So like boyfriend dick is probably like is the dick that does the job. You know, it's not tearing your shit, but it's like that gets the job done.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna take another short break, and then we're gonna finish up this segment. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for sticking around. We got a few more questions for you. We're nice and warm. We're really into giving advice. How are you feeling about it?
I love giving advice. Especially around sex and relationships. Yeah.
All right. Next question. So my boyfriend, a top, best friend, a verse bottom, and I, a bottom, got super wasted and fucked last year. We all agreed it was a one-time thing. However, it nearly happened again. How do I ask them to DP me since this seems it is to be a thing?
Well, it seems like all parties are down. So, just
say it. Just say DP me.
Check in with your partner.
Yeah, check in with your partner,
and maybe have a conversation with them, like privately, and be like, "Hey, this was a really cool experience. It seems like we have almost entered that territory a few times or once before. Let's do that again." And yeah, it could be something that doesn't have to really be that deep.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be very deep.
I feel like,
deep,
I feel like there's some hesitation there. Like, why haven't you? You know, what are you afraid of? Yeah. Are you afraid that how your partner might react? Are you afraid of rejection? I think maybe like ask those questions to yourself, and that will give you a pathway into how to approach this conversation. It's like, hey, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with our relationship, but I did enjoy this one kind of like experience we had. Or is your hesitation because of like you don't want to open that door with your friend, you know, kind of establish a relationship like that? I don't know. There's layers to this one. DM us and we'll tell you what to do.
Also, like I think just our very existence is like non-orthodox. So like don't be afraid to like engage in things that maybe might be like not so kosher. That because that's because you have like these certain expectations of like how like relationship dynamics are supposed to work. Like if something if you're finding enjoyment out of that, and like and no party is being harmed by it, then like engage in it. I've had sex with so many of my friends, and that's as far as it's gone. You know, it's something that it's like, okay, we fucked, and then now we're like, you know, going to get brunch like right after, and it's like it's not that serious. So don't be too afraid.
Yeah.
It's not that deep. You can't spell deep without DP.
There you go.
There.
All right, next sex and relationships question. Who are your Bay Area picks for season 16?
Ew, that's not a sex and relationship question. Do you want to answer that?
How about who of your Bay Area picks for season 16 would be the top 4 rimming?
Top 4. That's too many levels.
Whoa.
You gotta like, we gotta make one list and then create another list after that. That's a lot.
We could skip it.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
I have an answer to like
yeah,
my
do you have an
season
answer?
16.
Yeah.
I think Cochina Rude might be a great person to be on Drag Race. I don't know if she's auditioned or not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's like a goal for her in her like drag career, but I do think she brings a fresh point of view and perspective that we've never seen on Drag Race before. I think like
We've seen buggers.
We've seen harsh dudes that do drag.
Yeah.
But like you know, her being like the harm reduction queen, like I would love for MTV to like give that conversation a platform. Yeah. And I think what better queen to like bring that conversation to the mainstream and bring that conversation to the masses than Cochina Rude. So
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, since we're talking about Cochina Rude, I think Lisa Frankenstein would be great.
I think Lisa Frankenstein would be great.
I mean, like, let's kind of like break some glass ceilings, you know.
Why not?
I think it's about time, and I think she is the cream of the crop.
I mean, I've always kind of considered Lisa Frankenstein sort of like our generation's like Devin Green.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of like just like has a very like the things that person does with her voice and like is just comedic. Like she knows comedic timing. She like she knows a concept. She knows how to like put a look together. Yeah, exactly.
Great. What are your attachment styles and your love languages?
Oh. Okay.
So I heard love language thrown around a lot, like during the pandemic. I think that it like hit its like peak, like in 2020, 2021, and I actually had no idea that love languages were like actually very specific. There's like there's 4 specific love languages. Is that right?
I think there's 5. I'm looking it up
5.
right now.
Oh, that's too many.
5 love languages.
Okay, what are they?
The 5 love languages are words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, quality time, and physical touch.
Okay. For me, it would be quality time, physical touch, and what the second one? What was the second one you said?
Acts of service.
No, not that one.
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
I'm exactly the same 3.
You're the same 3?
I'm the same 3.
I think it's like a drag queen thing then. Yeah.
I completely agree. Don't care about gifts. Don't care about what was the other one?
Acts of service.
Physical touch.
I mean, like, I love a service bottom.
Yeah, like service your hole.
I mean, service my dick and hole, baby.
Yeah.
But other than that, those 3.
Those 3.
And then we're talking about attachment styles.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, so that's different. And
Stalker.
I do know what attachment style is. I mean, it's like a therapy term.
Yeah.
And I know that my attachment style is like anxious distant.
Oh, okay.
Like I like to be distant. I like to like yeah.
What am I? What are the other ones?
So we have secure.
Not
bad. Anxious ambivalent.
Or maybe that's what I am, anxious ambivalent.
Yeah. It's like
Distant,
disorganized, which also
I'm disorganized. You don't even need to read anything else. I'm disorganized for sure.
And fearful avoidant.
Oh, no.
Or there's 2 types.
Disorganized.
Of avoidant. There's dismissive avoidant and there's fearful avoidant.
Oh wait, maybe I'm fearful avoidant.
I think I'm disorganized. Why did this person want to know this?
Yeah, wait,
how is this helping
Do
your?
you want to date one
Yeah,
of us?
are you currently dating one of us?
Yeah, are you currently? That's funny. Yeah. Are you an ex?
Is this a the body keeps the score kind of thing? Is this where that comes from?
No, I haven't read that though, but I do.
I do own it.
Yeah,
I haven't read it.
You haven't read
No,
it,
I should read
Florida
it.
Man, ask her for. I know she's reading it.
Yeah,
I know
there's
she's
like
reading
lines
it,
of ketamine on
She's
it.
still
Yeah,
reading
yeah.
it?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's really taking her time.
yeah,
She's really taking her
a
time.
page a day. Are there any more questions?
Let me see. We'll wrap it up with this last one. So last question. Thanks everyone for submitting your questions. Sorry if we
Yeah.
didn't
Oh
get
my
to yours.
god, great questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the last one for tonight. What's your favorite way to come?
Oh.
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 Okay. I'm into edging.
I hate it.
I'm into.
I
the-
am always late to something, and I can't factor in extra
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. I mean, I like edging. I like the whole like I'm not going to let you come.
Oh.
I'm into that. Or like
So you want someone to be like no, or you want to be the not yet?
both.
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 Okay.
Both. Yeah.
Oh,
Both.
okay.
Mhm.
So that's your
Yeah.
favorite way.
Yeah, but I mean, any time I come, I'm pretty happy.
So is that answering the question, or do you think the question is
I
like
think that's a great,
how to like
Or
how,
like
what you're doing,
or like what action? Like, I mean, preferably I would like to come with like my dick in a hole, whether it be a mouth hole or a butthole,
okay.
or a pussy hole. But I mean, with my hand it never fails. So.
Yeah.
No. So really any as long as you're making me come, baby, let's find out every single way to possibly make me come, and I'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I also like holes. Specifically buttholes. And I also really enjoy my hand. I think that's a perfectly good way to come.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm like making out and giving myself, the stimulation I need while I'm doing that, that's like wonderful to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I've actually never really been a hand job girl, but like only a couple months ago I received a fierce hand job, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't know I could enjoy that
Yeah.
so much. So,
It's always surprising when somebody else does it, because it's always like a very different technique.
It's a very
It's not like, oh, I'm coming because you're like mimicking me, but like, oh, you're doing something different.
you're doing something that I don't normally do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's great.
So yeah, it was fab.
Yeah, but not my favorite. My favorite is myself.
Mm-hmm. Sure, yeah, just like get that hand wet. Nothing dry, no dry hand jobs.
Mm-mm.
Not in 2023.
No. Chalky hands.
Chalky hands.
Great.
Calluses,
Great.
baby.
All right, thank you. Those are all the questions we have for this Valentine's Day, and we'll be back to close this out. Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right, Crumble episode 6 takes 6.
You seemed unsure about that number, Angel.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. Yeah, I guess because like take 4 would have been
I think it's 6.
5. 5 would have been this stuff. Anyways, take 5, if you weren't keeping track, was actually a segment that we filmed for our Patreon. We answered a few more questions, and you can find out how I got this little kisser on my face. I don't know. What's an old-timey...
Popped him right in the kiss.
Popped me right in the kiss. Is that what I was thinking? That's probably what I was thinking. There's been a lot of whiskey inside of my hot toddies here.
That's when you need to get Lisa Frankenstein on the show, because she is really good at old-timey language and jargon.
That could be a masterclass.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get Lisa. We gotta get Lisa.
Well, this is a great time to plug next week's guest.
Is that Mud?
Yeah.
Yeah. So next week I'll be doing an exclusive with Mud, Lisa's partner, and I'm super excited. We have a cute little thing planned, and I can't wait to unveil it to all y'all.
I can't wait to tune in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then what do you got going on? What are you doing for the rest of the month, or any upcoming
Yes.
things you want to plug?
I have so much going on. So, this coming weekend, I am one of the hosts for Fake and Gay that is put on by Adam Kraft. The special guest is Tommy
That's
Genesis.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
So you don't want to miss that. That's going to be a fierce party. Hit me up about tickets and stuff like that. I am one of the hosts. Also, the following week, Wednesday, is Chiona's, the party I put on with Chucha. It is National Margarita Day, so we'll be throwing a party that Wednesday, which is the 22nd. Come to Oasis and get yourself a margarita. We're throwing a party in the not front room, the champagne room. And then that following Saturday or Friday, I have my party called Key, which is put on by me and Big Dumb Top, and it is a like dance, hip hop, techno, disco.
Can you introduce me to Big Dumb Top?
Yes,
please?
I'll introduce you to Big Dumb Top. Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. And that's a party that we put on, and it is featuring me as one of the hosts, Big Dumb Top, Five, which is a DJ, Madre Gia, one of the DJs, and then a special performance by Mojo Carter.
You're the best at like kind of like rattling off all your upcoming gigs. I always like get sign blinded myself and my guests. They're just like, ooh, I don't know. Let me see if I can do it. Okay, so there's gonna be Cake Hole on the 18th with Kai Kai B. Michaels that I host. I'm actually stepping back from hosting and performing because I have an all black cast because it is Black History Month. But that following Tuesday, I have a show at the Port Bar for trivia, and Mud's gonna be in it as well as Diana, and then. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then on the 24th, I'm doing the Port Bar again with Lux Noir London.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, I'm so fucking geeked for that. And then March 4th, is that right? I don't know.
It is right.
Oh, it is right. I'll be hosting Princess with Vivian Forevermore.
Oh my
and
god!
It's gonna Aura's gonna be there.
Oh my
Aura
god.
Mayari. So yeah, it's Filipino night featuring Vivian Forevermore. And anything else I have to say? Please subscribe to my Patreon. I need to pay my bills and find out how I got this kisser. I did say that already. And let us know if you like this mic setup, or if we should go back to like a singular mic because maybe you do like it. Okay, thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay! That was fun.
Yay! Oh, and the battery is like.
In my crumble opinion.